Oh, sorry guys. That theme music was the music was taking over my body. I apologize. Welcome. What's going on? Big day. Hope everybody's fired up. The Clones are hanging with Baylor. What in the hell is going on at Hilton Coliseum? Sweet Sassy Molassie. We're going to do a joint. Okay, so here is the halftime show version of the broadcast. And then I will bring on main men Bret, Meyer, Todd, Blythe. We're going to watch the second half together. We are going to talk football and have a cocktail. I'm rolling right now. Well, they sponsor the next piece, but you know it's Cody Road. Fareway, Ames, Des Moines, Thank you for your sponsorship of basketball halftime the rest of the year. This is a good game by the Clones. Listen, I'm not going to overly freak out or anything as Matty Van Winkle pulls up the box score, but, what have I been saying for the last couple of weeks? What do I want to see from Iowa State basketball this year? In February, like Valentine's Day, I want to be able to look at you guys and we can have a conversation about some reasons why we're excited about next year, right? And performances like this will do that. Now, can they sustain it through two halves against the second best team in the country? I don't know. But I like what I saw today. I do think getting Trey Jackson back is a bigger deal than most people can realize. This isn't a guy who, is an All-American or anything like that, but he's a gritty dude. He is a team leader. Like getting him back on the practice floor is showing a lot of those freshmen the way to do things. That's a big deal. And I've said it a couple times. I thought if they had Trey Jackson, they probably would have beaten South Dakota State just with his perimeter defense. Maybe Kansas State. I don't know. They were really bad that game. But this is really good. Like I'm really happy with this effort. And there's not a single human being. There's hundreds of you in here right now. And there's not a single one of you that thought Iowa State would win this basketball game, including me. So let's enjoy it. And we'll keep talking about that a little bit. Let's bring on looks like Myers stepped out of the room. Stansberry's hanging out. Let's go to Phoenix. Let's go to Phoenix and check in with Jared Stansberry. How is it? I've covered a lot of shitty football for over the years, and I've never covered a New Year's Six game.
How many Cody Rhodes do you have? My goodness. You got a lot of energy already.
This is my first sip, but I was just talking with a really good friend, and this is like isn't this what we wake up every morning for? Like I'm fired up about today. I got my own little thing going on here. I got me an iPad with the game, with the hoops. I had Texas was whooping Kansas's ass on this TV. I had the Kentucky NC State game on this one. And then I've got the Ole Miss Indiana. I've got my little light that Matty Van Winkle told me to get so you guys can see my tones. And then
you could probably drop a few pounds though, Chris. I mean, you could hit the gym a little harder.
I've got all this Cody Road right here.
My God.
For the day.
Jared, how are things in Arizona, man? You got in safely?
Yeah, I did get in safely. Hung out a little bit last night. The hotel's really nice. So it's a good setup, man. They take good care of us down here. So
I saw you had like 50 craft brews in your hotel waiting for you, didn't you?
Yeah, there's about, I think, 15 local Arizona beers. I'll probably bring them back and give them to Chris.
There you go.
I love that.
I'm not a craft beer guy, so you already know I got my Busch Lights. Figured out a way to get some Busch Lights brought to the hotel.
Did they have them down there?
Yeah, I mean, I used the service that delivers alcohol, and they brought me some Busch Light. It was big time, dude, big time.
All right, Stansberry, we're gonna let you go. I'm gonna do some more basketball here for a minute. Are you watching the game by any chance?
I am. Yeah, I am.
What do you think about the hoops game, real quick?
Man, they're playing hard, dude. Defense looks really good. Obviously, they're helped a little bit by Baylor not shooting the ball as well as they normally do. But I think, on offense, if they can keep Baylor from flopping on every other possession, then they should have a chance. So got to put the ball in the basket a little bit more and not let them get heated up like what they're we're starting to do there near the end. Yeah, 0-6. I mean, I can't imagine they'll shoot the ball that poorly again in the second half. So Cyclone's got to start making some shots.
Yeah, and I even look, the turnovers are really the thing with this team. Like, there's just so many possessions. This is what's frustrating to me about this team: 13 turnovers in the first half, but they'll look good. Like, so you take 20 defensive possessions, 20 offensive possessions on like 14 each. They look like a team that's like an NCAA tournament team, but the 6 that they don't, they look like a middle school squad. Like, just they have no idea what they're doing, and that's what's frustrating. Like, is that fair? You think
I mean,
on a higher level than me? Is that a fair analysis?
Well, I mean, I think even that possession you saw right at the end where receiver Bolton just like dribbled it off his foot and gave him the ball. I mean, like, those are the kinds of things that are frustrating. Is it's just like how do you do that? How do you lose the ball and just go give him a wide open layup? He didn't get back on defense to try and contest a shot. Like, I know does he have 3 fouls? He's got 2, but yeah, I mean, it's like that. Those are the things that are really annoying to me, is when it's like you have an opportunity to maybe get back and make a play, and because you obviously messed it up before. But yeah, 36.1% turnover percentage is horrible. I mean, how many possessions did they have? Does it say that on there? 36, and they had 36. How many turnovers? 14.
13 turnovers.
13 turnovers.
I thought there were a couple of bad charges called, but still.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. And obviously Baylor's like a good team, but I mean, they shot over 50% from the field, and they're still down by 4. Like,
well, it's a little like
Baylor
the Iowa
6
game.
From 3. Yeah,
so it's a little like the Iowa game when like Garza doesn't do anything in the first half, and you're like, oh, we're still down 9. That's not good.
Yeah,
but whatever. I'm not going to crap on them. Like, this is a good effort.
They're playing hard.
I think Iowa State fans can appreciate this. So, anyways, all right, Jared, get out of here. Get to doing your football pregame stuff. Can you just stay in here and we'll check in with you from time to time?
Yeah.
And steal one of those pins and the patches for me.
I got you one. I don't know about the patches.
I'm a big patch.
They gave us those outside, so I'll see what I can do.
Well, just tell them, be like, hey, if you have to make up a story that like, hey, my boss got COVID and he's at home, because I did
have COVID at one.
Yeah, you're not lying. Anyways, thank you. We'll talk to you here in a little bit. All right. Thank our halftime sponsors, Fareway Meat and Grocery. I actually just crushed some ribs that I made on New Year's Eve, some leftover ribs that I got at Fareway Meat and Grocery. Thank you to them. Ames Eye and Des Moines Eye. I care for the whole family. They are you've seen the videos of me going in there. Where's my glasses at? Got to move all the whiskey. Yeah, I got these there.
Yeah, so I just realized I probably confused a lot of people. I had the wrong score on the graphic. It's at Iowa State 36, Baylor 32. So we got that fixed for you. My apologies.
Van Winkle.
I know.
What the hell is your
second-rate production quality? I apologize.
All right. Let's bring him in. Are Meyer and Blythe ready to go? Meyer!
I'm back. I'm here.
Blythe! We don't have Blythe's microphone.
Oh, sorry. I was muted. Sorry about that.
There he is. What's up, boys?
What's up?
How you think of this basketball game, man? Clones are hanging.
We're in it.
We haven't given up 20 offensive rebounds today, so we're in a good spot.
But we have turned it over 13 times.
Yeah, they've turned it over 10 or 11, haven't they?
Yeah.
As long as it's relatively even, we're okay.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, man. What are you guys sipping on? What do you got there, Todd? So we're just going old-fashioned to take it easy early on.
Of course. Although I am doing your trick and got a splash of the regular Cody Road in here. So
that's a good move. Yeah.
Otherwise you can't. Otherwise, more than one of these, it's a little sweet.
Bret, are you just hydrating?
No, this is a little. It's an IPA. I'm not onto the beer or the.
You're not drinking whiskey at 1:00 in the afternoon yet.
Well, it's a game day, so you get a special waiver, so it's fine. But I don't have.
He's not fired up for the game.
I know. I need to go buy some Cody Road or get it.
Well, no, we'll get you some delivered. That's part.
I know. I need to get my.
Why didn't you tell me that you were out?
I just ran out. I should have. I didn't think of it.
My guess is that Ryan's watching. Ryan, get this man get this man some whiskey. All right, so here's how this is going to work, everybody. Meyer and Blythe and I and Matty Van Winkle's just hanging out. He's going to just be hopping in from time to time. There's Matty, and we're going to watch the second half. Now, there are rules. Like, we can't do, like, play-by-play.
I can do that.
Unless you want to get us sued.
Let's do it. I'll be like,
But-
I'm left.
But you can, like, so let's say something happens. You can be like, oh, that was a bullshit call, and we can talk about it.
So we can be the color guys. We just can't be play by play.
Yeah, you can be Heft, but you can't be Walters.
Got it.
There is no. I mean, John Walters is a legend. So
Exactly.
There's try that.
One of one.
One of one. You know?
So, anyways, on the other side of here, it doesn't matter if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever. You guys could be dropping us comments. And between Van Winkle and I, we're going to do our best to be plugging your comments through the stream here. And we'll just make this a little bit of an interactive game watch. And then we'll also talk about some football. Does that sound good? Do you guys understand the concept of today's broadcast?
Also, the
figure it
viewers.
out. Try asking us.
I do not. I hope our viewers do.
Okay, and I've got the Ole Miss Indiana game on. Who had 13-3 as a halftime score in that game? Holy crap!
Well, Indiana's protesting, right? They're not wearing their Big Ten patch today.
They've shunned
Yeah.
all their Big Ten affiliations, which I love.
That's pretty awesome. Like
Oh.
on a lot of different levels.
It's a great move.
Yeah, that's
What is
pretty
it they're mad about? They're mad they didn't get placed in a better bowl game.
I probably felt like they needed to play more games in order to get there. Maybe the Big Ten didn't. Who knows if they put all they tried to help Ohio State and didn't try to help any other school. I don't know what it is.
I feel like they have a couple of reasons to be a little bit jaded. Like, so the bowl, like apparently like what bowl are they in? They're in the Outback Bowl.
Yeah, Outback,
Outback,
yeah.
So
yep.
the Citrus Bowl and the Big Ten like put Northwestern there instead of them. And I think
How much of that is the bowl game versus the conference, though?
Well, I know like in the Big 12, like all the conferences are different. In the Big 12, the bowl game decides once you're out of the New Year's Six type stuff.
Gotcha.
But
So
what's the difference in like the hierarchy though? Isn't that kind of like an equal bowl game, the Citrus Bowl versus the Outback Bowl?
no, the Citrus Bowl's like one rung up.
Uh-huh.
But I think they were mad. I think they were being penalized because they don't have their quarterback.
Oh, he's out
they're-
there, yeah.
They're pissed because the Big Ten did that whole deal with Ohio State.
Changed
then-
every rule they made to get Ohio State where they are.
Yes.
Now it
And
looks
what about-
warranted now, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, if they win a national title and your league is represented, and don't you get paid for having a team in the playoff?
a lot.
Yes.
So they have no beef here. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, and like
They've been
actually was reading-
disrespected, Meyer.
the Iowa State just getting that New Year's Six bid. So let's say that Indiana would have gotten it over Iowa State. You know, that was the thing. That's $4 million worth to the conference. Just that alone. And that's not even the playoff.
That helps in a pandemic year, I'm sure.
Yeah. Especially if
So
you're
we
Texas and you fire Tom Herman out of nowhere. Holy crap.
Yeah, I was like getting on girls dressed and off Twitter and just logging in. All of a sudden, Sark's going to Texas and $25 million buyout between him and his coaches. Like,
Didn't they just say last week that he was going to be safe for at least another year?
well, for recruiting, just get through signing day and then we'll make a decision.
I feel like Tom had to have known that was coming, though. Like, how do you – I don't know. Because there was the report about him flirting with South Carolina. Like, supposedly Herman called South Carolina, like, to inquire about their job.
You don't
And-
leave Texas for South Carolina, I wouldn't think.
Unless you think they're trying to get you out of there.
Yeah, unless you know you're going to get shown the door pretty quick.
I would have a hard time not taking a year off if I had some kind of buyout like that, or just be like Chiz and never coach again. Never be.
You know, I was thinking,
No doubt.
like, wouldn't it make sense for Saban just to hire Herman now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that would be interesting.
is it a similar system to what they've done in the past?
Pretty much. I mean, that's how I look at this hire, though, for Texas. It's like, I don't want to call it lateral, but it's kind of the same guy, like a really cocky, like guy with a little bit of a checkered past, you know?
Yeah, but the thing about these coordinators, though, is like, I mean, you look at the receivers they had on that team last year, it might be the best collection of receivers ever on one team. Like, I'm not even, like, think about it. The guys they had and the quarterbacks they have, like, you're not going to have that.
Better than LSU
You're going to
last
have good
year?
players. I don't know. Alabama had, like, potentially 4 first-round picks. LSU had those 2 guys, which is good. But, I mean, they had Judy, they had Riggs, they had –
yeah, that Ruggs, that Waddell that got hurt this year.
And then, Waddell. I mean, that's ridiculous. And they were all in the same offense. So, like, you want him to duplicate what he's doing in Alabama, you better give him the same players, and he's probably not going to get that at Texas. So.
Yeah, Baylor just hit its first 3. You knew that was coming at some point. I saw Todd Kirk pointed out the Action Fanatics that minus 8.5 was the second half line. So that would have Iowa State covered.
I must be delayed. I must be delayed about 20 seconds from you guys.
They just hit a second.
I got about.
So all of your hot takes need to be delayed 30 seconds. So
yeah, I have a feeling like everybody listening is going to be at a different spot too, because there's the second 3.
We won't give play-by-play. We won't give play.
We're down by. You got us down 8 right now, 42-34.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now we're down 42-34.
Okay, and then they just had a massive dunk. All right, so down by 10.
What are you doing?
Come on, Matt, you're killing us here.
Raising the roof.
How
Hey,
is
Chris.
this an all pro, all positive live stream of the basketball team here?
No.
Light them up, Todd.
I don't have anything to fire off right now.
You want the spotlight, Todd? There you go.
No, not at all.
The floor is yours. You asked for it.
No, I didn't ask for anything. I was just, for in case anything pops into my head, I want to know how we're doing.
I have one.
It's not my show. It's your show.
I have one. No, it's our show. Does anybody else get really tired of Solomon Young like being the focal point of the offense?
Handling the ball at the top of the key and driving left. And
I like Solomon. Like, don't get me wrong.
Solomon Young, but has he? Okay, he only catches about 50% of the balls that are dumped off to him on like a drive and dish situation. He fumbles around with the ball, so he's one of those guys. You're like, oh, he'd probably be a great tight end. Except I don't think he'd be able to catch. That's my take on Solomon Young. Love the guy. I think he's a banger, but
so
he doesn't have the softest hands.
Well, I was watching. This is how sick I am, guys.
So sick.
It was halftime of the Bama Notre Dame game, and I turned on the 2017 Big 12 championship game from Kansas City. And just kind of had it on in the background, and I was watching. Solomon Young started on that team. Maybe it was 18, whatever. It was his freshman year. That team with like Deontay and Monte was. Think about that. Like Solomon Young was playing with like Monte Morris and Naz. Like that seems insane. But like the way he was used there was just perfect. He's got this great body. He's this physical guy. It's a little bit like how Rodman was used on a lot of those teams, where it's just like, okay, you're there to protect the rim and you're there to rebound. And somewhere along the way, it turned into him like becoming like the first option on offense, and he's just not that guy.
No,
and it just
is that more out of necessity with our roster, or is that like? Because
I do think that Steve's one of those guys who just like he'll go with who he trusts, and he'll go with that over necessarily the most talented guys. You know what I mean? Like he's
if
always
you're trying to get 15 points out of Young a night, I think you're going to be looking elsewhere pretty quick. If he can get you 6 to 8 points on putbacks because he's rebounding really well, I think that's ideal.
he's basically like what you were on your high school basketball team.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Rebound, defend, block shots, get a couple dunks. Don't shoot from outside the paint. It's very similar.
He's the worst. Like,
Pray you don't get fouled, so you have to shoot free throws.
He's what?
Especially in 2020, though, with like analytics being such a big part of basketball, he's actually a really bad option for your offense if you consider that. But I agree with Bret, though. Like, it's probably just a matter of looking at the team.
Yeah. Where do the other scores come from?
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. 2 for 3. You made the first 2 threes there.
Well, I'm a little bit I don't know. I'm just a little jaded. They should have won that West Virginia game. I feel like that would have changed a lot.
Yeah. Really, I feel like it kind of let a great opportunity get away from them.
All right.
Hey, Chris, can we talk a little bit about this? I know I texted you a little bit about it, but you can sign up for sports betting in Iowa from your phone now. And I placed my first bet yesterday.
Oh, that's a terrible beat for you.
No, it was a good beat.
Oh, I thought you got on Clemson.
No. Oh, I did bet on Clemson, but I also got Notre Dame to cover.
Okay. Well, so you had a good beat in your first bet then.
I did. Then I got hammered in the second game.
Dude, that second game, sometimes you just got to admit you were wrong. I thought Clemson was going to kill them.
Yeah. We were proved wrong, my friend.
Hey, Meyer, what did you think about the Justin Fields deal, about getting knocked out the way he did, and then, like, they didn't x-ray him? Did you see his stuff after the game?
I didn't watch a lot of post-game stuff. I'm just – I mean, what's the next deal? He either can play or he can't. Yeah.
Well, but the way he said it, everybody was like compared it to Varsity Blues. He basically was like, "Yeah, they didn't even tell me if I was hurt or not. They just gave me a shot and I went back in."
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things like, "Hey, we don't want you to say that part out loud."
But we all know it happens. But
yeah. I mean, hopefully it's not like a broken rib or something, which
that could be bad. Yeah.
What do you think about the call itself, the targeting call? Because he's lined up to hit him
with the crown of your helmet. So
he's lined up to hit him all shoulder pad until Fields spins at the very last second.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I don't know how as a defender you're supposed to be able to anticipate when a guy's either going to go down out of nowhere or spin, and there wasn't even an early spin to make a guy miss. I mean, he spun too late to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with how they call targeting. I have an issue with it as an ejection for the first one.
Yeah.
And that, like, if it's a second half ejection, you got to sit out the next game. Like, that's my issue. The rule's not going anywhere. Like, he led with the crown of his helmet. Doesn't matter where you hit him. That's targeting. The issue I have is, like, just penalize him 15 yards. And if he gets another one, he's gone. Or if the first targeting is, like, egregious, really bad, then throw him out. But for something like that, where you hit somebody in the, the ribs or whatever, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, think about Big 12 title game. You lose probably our best defender or second best defender on the second play. Just penalizes 15 and keep it moving as opposed to, ejecting somebody.
Yeah. And the same officiating crew, ironically. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was a Big 12 crew.
Was it really?
Same crew that was the Big 12 championship game, yeah. So my thought was, I think I don't know if I was alone here, but I was like, man, I was worried about the linebacker.
Yeah.
The way that
looked dangerous for him, didn't it?
I mean, that's like textbook, like what you teach 8th graders not to do.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason probably why the rule's in too, is to protect defenders, even though we don't talk about it as much. I mean, think about like Shazier for the Steelers. That's probably the most recent one we've seen, like high profile, who, was paralyzed and his career is over for a hit like that.
Have you guys ever seen a running back or receiver get called for that, dropping their head? Well, I mean, they show clips of it. I've just never seen it actually called.
No,
I think it was called like once on like Trent Richardson, like a couple years ago. The first year they had it. That's the only one I can think of.
You guys want something really funny? So every year at the media days, like the conference media days, to lead off the second day every year, they'll bring like the director of like officiating in, and basically he'll go over, he's trying to teach the media like the rules adjustments for this year so that, we can educate the fans on it, basically. And then they open it up for questions, and it's always epic because they'll always be like I remember, who's the Brian Boz something, I don't know. Baldinger. No, not the Oklahoma guy.
The Boz?
No, Baldinger or something like that.
Yeah, he's an NFL guy with a crooked finger and all that.
Yeah. And like, there's always a guy like that who's like an old football player who wants the game to be played like it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he stands up and he just will like lose it on the officials over like the targeting stuff. And like, There was one. He's like, "This is a war on football, damn it!" And then you've got all the hacks like me that are But
luckily it's not like the
it
NFL. I mean, I don't know. The quarterback is so protected in the NFL. Bret, you might have a different take on this than me, but I mean, some of the calls they make on roughing the pass in the NFL. Thank God we don't have that in college football. I mean, you can't even breathe around a quarterback, especially like Aaron Rodgers or basically any other quarterback in the NFC North besides the Bears.
Yeah, they are, but they just – I mean, Brady was the injury when Pollard for the Chiefs blew his knee out.
Yeah.
And then they changed the rules. Couldn't hit below the waist.
You got to protect your moneymakers, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about like the Packers, for example, when Rodgers was out for the year a couple years ago. Season's over. The Colts, when Peyton Manning was out, that's like one of your biggest assets. Peyton gone for the year. So they know what to protect. I mean, there's probably a handful of guys that can play quarterback at a high level anyway. So, if you lose one of those guys, it's a big loss. So,
what about so I'm a big Trevor Lawrence guy. I mean, who isn't? But I'm a big like tank for him, all that type of stuff. I think
he's Josh Rosen with long hair. That's all he is.
No, he's a lot better than Josh Rosen.
Just kidding. I said that last night on Twitter, trying to pick a fight, and nobody took the bait.
Well, I mean, we're not in. This isn't Trevor Lawrence country here. So I've been saying like the last couple of weeks, like if you're a Heisman voter, like I don't understand why you wouldn't vote for Trevor Lawrence. Like I just feel like anybody who's watched the games, like he's the best player in the country. But
I think he's the best player. He's not the most outstanding player this season, though. If that makes sense, I don't know if it does, but
yeah, I don't know. That receiver from Alabama is pretty ridiculous. What he
better win it. He was stupid yesterday, yeah. But I guess
like that every other game.
What I was getting to though last night, there was a part of me that like Fields just really impressed me though. That I was like, wow, like that.
Yeah,
last night. He didn't, I think the story of that game to me was Ohio State's defensive line just dominating. But
running the football.
Fields looked like a bona fide NFL dude though. Like, and I hadn't seen enough of him against a good team, but man, like what did you think, Bret? Like, I mean, you can't tell a lot from one game, but like the Lawrence Fields debate, what do you think there?
I mean, Lawrence is number one. I think he's got more traits as like it sounds odd, but just a pure passer. He's just as athletic. A little bit, I don't know, height's important for those guys, but he just kind of is more the prototype. And I think a lot of the time too, like when you're drafting players, they go with like the known commodities, and he's just had more positive. So like if it doesn't work out, they can say, well, he was consensus number one for 3 years or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think I don't know it's hard to tell who's better who's going to be better because so much of it is like, what's your environment? Like Mahomes, as good as he is, if he would have went to like the Jets, now he would have been good, but he wouldn't have been anywhere near what he is now because he has the perfect system. He has the best set of skill players in the league. I mean, look at,
Andy Reid.
Yeah. I mean, look at Josh.
Look at Haskins and Dwayne Haskins.
They go get one of the best receivers. They get Diggs, and all of a sudden he's like, an all-pro caliber quarterback. It's so much about what's around you. So, I mean, I think Lawrence is probably a little bit better just because, again, he's just as athletic and probably a little bit more of a pure passer. But Fields last night was like, that's what you look for, like just absolute toughness. Adversity comes in. I mean, that probably had to hurt. I could not imagine how bad it hurt to throw. And then to continue to get hit. I know he had the shot, but that doesn't take all the pain away.
He's speaking from experience.
It takes a lot of the pain away.
Yeah, I actually only had one. It was like, no, I had more than one. But I'm saying like after I got like a mid-game injury, and then I think it was I want to say Missouri, like my freshman year, where I had a great ending to the game and cost us a Big 12 title game. That was awesome. But anyway, I threw a bad interception. It was I rolled my ankle and went and got a shot and came back, and like I didn't feel it. And then like about 2 hours after the game, I'm like, I can't walk. It's probably a good thing we didn't make the game. I wouldn't.
When that shot wears off, it's a whole different ball game.
That was 2004, Brad.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Brad, the Chase Daniel game.
No, that was Brett. Chase was 05 when we probably Tim Dobbins knocked Brad Smith out of the game with a concussion.
Brad Smith, yeah.
Brad Smith, and then Chase Daniel comes in. This little.
We thought we were in great shape. We knocked their starter out of the game, and then he comes in and just lights us on fire.
Yeah, he was.
To show how big of a fanatic I was for you guys' teams, I remember that game. It was that was a Thanksgiving break game, and it was the most pathetic like crowd I've ever seen.
It was like 30,000. Yeah,
I was topless for about the first quarter. I was gonna, I was gonna be topless the whole game, and then I put my clothes on.
Cheers, buddy.
Because I was freezing. It was a cold game.
So you're not gonna go
I was
topless?
pretty drunk.
You're not gonna go topless the rest of the pregame show? Come on,
No.
it'd only be.
I ain't had enough of this yet.
Did they get teed up? What happened? They're shooting free throws.
No,
I'm drinking maple.
I don't think so.
This is a good breakfast whiskey. It's the Cody Road Maple.
Is it the rye? Is the maple
No,
the rye?
this is-
Or is that bourbon?
It's bourbon. Yeah, it's just got maple in it. It's pretty good. It's really sweet, but that's better for me at 1:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, I don't know what
There
happened.
was a technical, Brett. There was a technical.
Okay, I didn't see.
We got
On
it.
Butler. On Butler.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys heard what I had said. Like, it gives me some hope for this team. But man, like the possessions that they're good, they're really good. But the possessions that they're bad are terrible. Good.
Yeah, that was a
Nice
great
to meet you.
We have
Great
some, yeah,
set
we
right
have some
there. Nice
possessions
set,
where
yeah.
we turn the ball over, and it looks like we don't know how to play basketball.
We don't have any handles though. If somebody pressures us out towards half court, it's a turnover.
Man, I'm telling you though, that Trey Jackson, number 3 out there, he's been out with a knee injury. He's like your, I mean, you want to talk about like the glue guy in that roster. In him being out has been a really big deal. The team got a lot better today with him coming back, and he's never going to like fill up box scores and stuff, but he's like the only legitimate perimeter defender that they have. If you think about how bad they've been defensively, he's even like in practice, like they only had like 7 guys available. 6'2", 6'3", I think that's what he's listed as. So he's probably 6'1". I don't know.
Where's he from?
South Carolina. His dad, his dad is like the team chaplain for South Carolina football or something like that. Like he's got I met his dad down in the Bahamas last year. Really nice family. Like he's a gritty guy. Oh, big time. That Johnson kid too, man. He can play ball. It's just he's so inconsistent.
Is Foster hurt?
He's got to have a tweak or something because he's barely played today.
Has he played at all? I feel like I haven't seen him in at all.
I don't know, but like it's crazy seeing a run like this, and then they go up to Hilton, and there's like 15 people there.
I know. It's just not. It's not right.
College basketball might be the sport that I think it shows the most without fans.
I would agree.
Yeah, because you got it's good. Just the arenas are smaller, not tiny, but it's just more intimate, and like there's so many like whether
Just
it's
like
Camp
the
Indoor,
NBA bubble,
Dog
right?
Allen,
The NBA bubble is pretty cool that the Cavs won the AAU tournament, or not the Cavs, the Lakers won the AAU tournament last year.
Hey, let's bring in Jared Stansberry down in Phoenix at the press box. I want to see what that pregame meal's all about today. See, Stansberry took off his mask. What's the pregame meal at a New Year's
non-compliant?
It's lasagna, man. It's pretty good.
Is it better than the brisket we had at Jerry World?
I didn't have it, so I don't know. I don't have the brisket. I just ate the hot dogs at halftime with Gil Brandt. Me and Gil Brandt were eating the hot dogs.
What are you, 15?
Hey, Jared, what time did you get to the stadium? What time did you get to the stadium?
It was like 10:30 when I got here.
So
I didn't know how far away it was.
Is it 11:30 there right now?
It's 12:30.
12:30, an hour behind. Sometimes I feel like media people get to. I understand you want to avoid traffic and stuff, but like, how soon do you have to get to games before they start? Like Chris, when you're covering a Iowa State game.
Well, it depends on who you are. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
my job's a little different because I'm always doing like pregame radio and stuff. So I physically have to be there 3 hours before to be on the air. But like, I mean, he won't care if I say like Randy Peterson with the Register. He would be there like 5 hours early if they would let him, right, Jared?
Yeah, that's who I actually was thinking about that. Like
he was already here when I got here.
These pregame pictures, and it's like 6 a.m. for it's like a 2 p.m. kick. I'm like, Randy, what are you doing? Traffic.
Yeah, he was already here when I got here, and I'm guessing he'd been here since the doors had opened, probably.
He's old school, man. You got to get there.
But for me, the sweet spot, if I don't have radio, is like 2.5 hours. And the reason I do that is not so I can like be like, hey, look how early I am to work. It's to check out like walkthroughs and stuff, so you can just start checking rosters. But that's really the only reason. And then you can turn on the pregame show because a lot of times like Bruns will bring in some insight that you maybe didn't know. But honestly, like I don't know. I feel like it's all changed a lot. Like I just there's not a lot of like surprises on game day like there was when you guys played. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Social media kind of weeds them.
Yeah,
out.
we cover the team so much throughout the week. Yeah, so like there's like Jared would get there an hour before kick if it were up to him, right?
Yeah, I mean I'll get there 90 minutes before kick for this year at games at Jack Trice, just because it's like that's usually when the team really starts to come out. Iowa State's not even on the field yet right now, so like there's not really anything I've gained from being here 3 hours earlier. I just didn't know what the protocols would be like of getting inside the stadium.
11-2 run by the Clones right now.
It's probably a little different for you guys too now that you cover Iowa State on literally a minute-by-minute, hour-by-hour basis.
That's probably why Jordan Big 4 wasn't playing. That's a bad turnover.
Yeah, that's he could take a lead right there, going to the 12 and under.
He's not a ball handler, I'm going to assume. It's a nice, yeah.
I don't, Stans, you gotta come on. You've been rough on this team, realistically and rightfully so. Give them some love.
I've been watching you jackasses. I haven't hardly been watching. Not the second half.
Man. Well, you have to call us jackasses, but okay. So
what was going on?
I'm mostly talking about you and Todd. I'm mostly talking about you and Todd. I'm not Bret. Bret's not a jackass. Matt's not a jackass. It's just you and Todd mostly.
Jesus.
Hey,
who has the power to
hear more?
Him?
Hold on. I got to hear more about this. Was it Falcon flying around your hotel this morning?
Yeah, there was a. Okay. So I got more information about this. Well, I was sitting and I was eating breakfast on the patio at this restaurant at the hotel, and I see a guy just standing there with a falcon on his arm, and like every once in a while the falcon would just like fly around, just like doing its thing. And I tweeted something about it, and a guy that's a TV person in Arizona who went to Iowa State tweeted at me and told me that the resorts will use falcons to keep pigeons away, like from their restaurants. So like they'll always have a falcon around that just like flies around. What?
Why are pigeons hanging around the resorts?
Because of the restaurants and stuff with all the outdoor eating.
Huh.
So the pigeons will come and try and, get people to give them food.
You guys like this. So young Stan's here texted me last night, and he's just in awe of this hotel that the college football playoff put him up in. I mean, did Stansberry describe this? Did you? Because you're used to staying at like a Days Inn. That's like your type of joint. What? Describe the moment when you were dropped off at this hotel, because I could sense the eggplant emoji from the Mountain Time Zone.
It's unbelievable. I'm gonna look up and see. I want to know how much that. I did not pay the full rate for this hotel. I'll just say that the Camelback Inn. It's part of the Marriott system of hotels. But it's a little nicer than the Kansas City Marriott. I can tell you that. This is like probably like $500 a night type hotel on a normal day.
Is that where the team is staying?
No, I don't think so. But it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, there's the Falcon right there. He's just surveying his kingdom.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Someone said they saw some rattlesnakes around yesterday.
Man, I remember
the Falcon doesn't take care of them.
Yeah, my room is right next to the hotel or next to the pool, so that's kind of cool.
The old Insight Bowl, the one that Arnaud won that game.
Yeah.
We stayed in the hotel we were in was like, I'm not kidding. I want to say it was out. I don't know if it was on an Indian reservation, but it was really close. And like we had like a casino there, and like we were in the middle of nowhere. Kind of like you look outside your window and it's just like cacti, Cacti
This is
plural.
oh,
Cactus, right?
this pool is right next to my room. This is going to be where I'm at after the game.
Oh, wow. There's some
Did you
honeys
work-
out there?
Yeah.
But we're going to find out. We're going to find out.
How about you work
I-
after the game?
Well, I mean, I will be working after the game, but I'll fly out until like 4 tomorrow.
All right. Stansbury, get out of here for a while. We're going to watch some basketball. Kick you out. We'll bring you back on for football coverage. Thank you. Appreciate the Iowa Pork producers. Wow, Clones just took the lead, folks. Yes.
Stop.
Oh, getting after
God,
it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Does Javon Johnson, is he like our best like pro prospect or something? Does he have a big upside? Because he looked really good.
Yeah, that's what Promus said before. That's his take.
I just looked like, okay, that's an NBA wing right there. Some of the moves, and I'm sure he's raw. But
Beat up, George.
Does he kind of remind you like a Wes Johnson?
Yeah, he looks like him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
That's
name,
good
yeah.
one.
Well, the same like skill sets, I think. I mean, Wes was probably a little bit more talented, but he's got the tools, man. He's good.
Condit is he's my guy. I've always loved George. He's one of my favorite dudes on the team. But he's just not clicking. I don't know. They got to get him going.
Yeah, I thought he'd make a big jump this year.
Me too.
Is he a junior?
Yeah. Yeah. I was hoping he would do like I mean, this is a bit like a stupid comparison because Luka Garza is the best player in the country. There's another shot by Johnson. But like, like Luka went from being like a good player to like he had like an amazing offseason and then like bam, like he was his All-American. That was kind of my dream for Condit because I always thought Condit was an NBA guy, but he doesn't look like it right now. I hope he can turn it around.
Well, he seems so long and athletic, but
Yeah.
Luka's hard to watch play though. It's just so like he looks like he struggles to get up and down the floor. He just like
they got to
falls into
replace the
people.
floor at Carver
heavy
after every
feet.
game. He just beats up the wood.
And then you look at the box score, it's like he had 37 and 10. I'm like, what is going on? He draws fouls all the time, flopping.
He's
all
always
the
kind of
time.
like bent over.
ripping
Yeah.
threes. It's so funny. If you guys watch next time you watch Iowa play, watch him when he's starting to like after a ball goes through the hoop and he has to run to the other end. I mean, he pumps his arms harder than anybody in America to try and get that big body moving. It is hilarious.
I actually think that Nunji's a better pro prospect than Luka. I don't know if
Yeah,
He's not going to play in the NBA. They don't like.
no,
those kind of
Luka's
guys.
going to be the player of the year and then not get drafted.
Yeah. There's a lot of good college players that don't play.
Yeah. All right, back to Iowa.
A couple of them on the broadcast right now.
Yeah,
Who was the better basketball player between you guys?
Oh, it's not even close. I was.
No, it's not.
Be honest, seriously. Okay, what can you do better than me
No,
on the
I'm
court?
saying you were a better.
Okay.
You were a better player.
We don't need that. So,
Brett, did you?
Who
Oh,
is a
Johnson
better?
was
Who is a better
another
dunker?
I'm telling you, I have an eye for talent. I said he's an NBA guy. He's NBA moves. Nice
Man.
wing. If he can become a wing defender, he'll be a first round pick. I'm telling you right now.
This is a hell
You
of
guys
a
got to stop. I literally just saw the shot.
Are you?
Brett,
you need to-
I don't know what
Wi-Fi's lagging a little bit. Apparently,
I'm in Bondurant. You're in Ankeny. You should have better Wi-Fi than
I'm
me.
calling fouls.
I should. I'm 5G down here, but I don't know what the hell the problem is.
Chris, I need you to make some calls and have college basketball change it to 6 fouls because
Yeah, man.
everybody's in foul trouble every game.
I know, and I wonder too if you can get a ref. To be honest with you, if they're calling these games a lot differently now because there's no fans.
Oh, especially at Hilton. Our fans are pretty hard on officials.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah, they get after them.
you made a good point, like about how college basketball has just changed the atmosphere. The fans changed it more than maybe any other sport, and I just wonder, like, even like the way the game's coached, like how many timeouts are utilized due to like momentum and stuff in college basketball. Now that doesn't even exist.
Oh yeah, I imagine it changes how they officiate and coach.
I got to be honest with you. I didn't think we'd be in like a nail biter here with this basketball game. Okay, that's a bad.
Or the liability out there.
I thought there'd be a lot more football talk.
What's up with Xavier Foster? Is he not? He hasn't figured it out yet.
I don't know, but Teague is all sorts of fired up right there for Baylor. Got to answer, fellas. Got to answer. All right. So how you guys woke up today? How do you feel about the football game?
I feel
better about this than Oklahoma. Than the game against Oklahoma.
Yeah. I think the quarterback. I feel good because I think we have a better, more consistent quarterback. If all things are equal, which they may be more athletic. I think we're probably better coached, but I think we have the advantage with Breece Hall. I just think when it comes down to it in a game that should be a decently close game, whose quarterback's going to make play and whose quarterback's going to have the bad turnovers. I know Brock had a couple of those last game, but their quarterback.
I think it could be similar to last night's game, where I think they're going to have a lot of speed and a lot of athleticism, similar to Clemson, but get a little bit surprised by our physicality. Just a type of football that they haven't played all season. Ohio State came in there and obviously threw the ball downfield, but ran the ball so well.
Yeah, they did the same. Go ahead.
No, did you watch Mac's take on the game the other night by any chance?
Of course.
When you and Bloom were talking to him?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, Todd, because he said a little bit like you did. He thought that Iowa State would be the much more physical team in this game.
I think it'll just surprise them a little bit. That's just not the brand of football that they're used to playing in the Pac-12 and not necessarily in the Big 12 either, but we've certainly shown to be we line up in 13 personnel half the time. So
yeah, we throw out of that more than we run probably though.
But we do have the best running back in college football.
How much do you think, Bret, maybe for you, how much do you think Brock learned from that the championship game against Oklahoma? I mean, that was such a salty defense. You think he learned something in that game that'll take him into this game or what?
Yeah, I think maybe if he was a younger player, but he's played enough. He knows what, maybe just he throws it away because you can't think about it.
Yeah, those plays where he throws it away. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You're not thinking about. Maybe it's just harped on. That's something where they just harp on it during the week. Throw it away, and they tell you that 100 times, so that way it's just ingrained in your mind, and then you just do it in the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's played enough football. He's just trying to do too much. That's probably another message. It's like you don't have to do everything. We have
not on this team.
Yeah, we have Xavier Hutchinson. We got 3 very good tight ends. We have the best running back in the country. Like we have you don't have to do everything. So because he was pressing, trying to make plays, and that's what causes turnovers.
Chris, you and some of the guys in your score predictions were talking about getting the backs involved in the passing game early on. I think that's going to be pretty important to get. I mean, Breece. I mean, you might see him get involved in the passing game, but I think that's going to be kind of an important step for these guys to just keep the ball moving, get everyone involved. I think Breece is going to be the key in this game, though.
Yeah, I think just attacking the edges.
Yeah. And that's where he had the most success against OU.
Yeah, that's where his best runs have come on outside stretch plays.
Yeah, the whole season really.
The college guys are so undisciplined. You can always get somebody. You can always get the edge on somebody. That's why you see so many like end arounds and receiver sweeps. Is because college guys they fall for the eye candy, and then somebody gives up the edge, and you're out the gate.
Man, I won't lie, guys. I thought that we'd be doing this show and we wouldn't even have to talk about basketball.
We'd have it turned off by now.
And I'm just like locked into this, and that was a bad turnover by Solomon there. But
they almost gave it back.
I am.
Hey, is this game on the radio here locally, or is it just on a stream?
Yeah, it's on KXNO.
Oh, it is.
They moved basketball to KXNO, and then if you would turn on the bus right now, that would be football pregame.
I turned on the bus, and I was like, "Why is it not on basketball?" But it makes sense. Football.
Yeah, I think BJ doing play-by-play today.
That's not a foul. He was straight up.
It's got to be. Chris, you got to be right. It's got to be a situation where he just trusts Young because at what point after the last offensive possession and now on defense, do you not just say, you know what, we're going to roll with Condit for a while, or we're going to put Foster in and see what he can do as a big?
No, the change would be you go small because you don't have any bigs you can trust outside of Solomon.
I think Foster's that on the floor he can defend and provide. He can shoot a little bit. I mean, but Young is like a shorter body that can't do anything outside.
There you go. There you go, Todd. He just put Condit in for you.
Good. He's listening. He must be. He must have a headset listening to the feed.
He's got the stream on. All right, Blythe. Let's see if he's in coaching. If he has a turnover, he'll be fired.
I mean, Condit put on a little bit of weight from last year, Chris. I mean,
I don't know if that's by design or not. To be honest,
the anti-George name.
Well,
all right, we're playing hero ball. Give it 13.
Ah, damn it.
Okay. Oh man. Okay.
Someone from Baylor just got hurt. He just rolled his ankle.
He has so much trouble finishing down low though. I mean,
on the other end. Jeez.
Ooh. I just saw the sprained ankle. I've been there. That sucks.
He's still out there. He's going Justin Fields on us.
yep.
Brett Meyer playing through his rolled ankle. Got a shot.
No, basketball players are so soft. John Morant had to be taken off on a wheelchair for a rolled ankle. Like, come on now.
I saw that.
Do you remember that game? 2013, I think, was the team, or what? Yeah, when DeAndre Kane rolled his ankle at Oklahoma, and we all thought he was like dead.
That's bad. I don't understand it. Basketball players are like, they're big, strong athletes, but if you touch one of them, it's the end of the world.
Well, case in point, Brett's boy LeBron, he flops and gets hurt more than anybody in the world.
He never missed a game in 25 years. I don't know why you're talking about him. 18 years, whatever. It's the most durable athlete.
Injury. I mean,
mainly because it fires you up. But
you and Mitch Moore, man. I love it.
Isn't Mitch the worst LeBron stand in the world?
Mitch is he's one. I'm buffering. What's going on? Let's go.
I have
what happened.
Mitch's office at Roosevelt when he was the head coach there the past couple of years. His office, he had LeBron posters up.
Yeah, I always give him shit. I always say that Kawhi is a better player right now than LeBron, and it always turns into a really good time. I mean, like, do I really believe that? I mean, like 30% of me does. So, like, it's just enough to have like a good argumentative.
Just to stir things up. Absolutely.
Chris, I can end this argument for you right now. Okay.
No, you can't.
That 30% Kawhi. Where are the teams like the
okay? Let's talk this through here. I'm just saying, like, listen. There's no way, like, I'm saying that. In no way am I saying that Kawhi is like a better career, better basketball player than LeBron.
I don't know. An argument can be made.
No,
I'm saying that, like, right now, today, like if you swapped out LeBron and put Kawhi there, like they'd win. Like that year,
I'd be better for the Lakers.
I actually
give Davis the ball. Kawhi doesn't have to dominate the ball like LeBron does. Just
that year in Toronto, man, watching him as a two-way guy, as dominant as he was, as good as he was in the finals, like he's just younger, it's that's really all it is. I'm saying, like, if you had to, like, take a guy like right now, and Mitch doesn't like that, like, he gets really fired up and, like, mad at, and I can tell you're just
my wheels are turned. Number one, I'll say about the championship,
you're biased.
If KD and Clay are playing, the Raptors get swept. Like, figure it out. It's over.
I don't know about that.
True or false? Okay, it's 4-1. They get them to game 5. Game 6. Okay, let's be honest though. That's probably the greatest team assembled maybe ever, and 2 of the top 3 players are out.
No doubt.
So there's
better than the 90s
Bulls. An asterisk behind it, but
better than the 90s Bulls. No way.
And then secondly, the Clippers completely fell apart last year. If LeBron is on the Clippers, they probably win the title. Kawhi was on the Clippers. Kawhi was on the Clippers. Kawhi was on the Clippers, and they lost a 3-1 lead to Denver.
So I hear this out for me, though, and you guys are more clubhouse guys than I am. I haven't really done that whole thing at a high level. But I felt like if the season would have been normal, like, the Clippers were better than the Lakers when the pandemic hit. Like, at the time, like, they just were. And I thought that accentuated LeBron's, like, leadership ability going into that bubble. And in that sense, he's much better than Kawhi, like, rallying the troops, getting the guys all focused on one thing. And I thought that brought out the worst in the Clippers because I don't think they necessarily liked each other. Kawhi's not like this strong leader. He's just not. Like, it's just not his personality.
Yeah, but teams like that, even if it were a regular normal year, like, those teams never. When's the last time a team that wasn't just like the Warriors, that are just, like, far and away more talented than everyone else, won a title? Those issues would have permeated regardless of whether it was the bubble or if it was, because you're going to face adversity in the playoffs. You can't count on Paul George. He's a terrible number 2.
Playoff P.
Playoff P.
I get Chris's point though. Is in a regular year, those guys aren't around each other and have to spend every waking moment with each other, and so it doesn't matter if they don't get along as well. But now
I don't know.
You put them in the
it's
bubble,
just my
they don't
theory.
necessarily get around each other.
I know,
Yeah,
like
they don't have
in
camaraderie.
one of the last major sporting events that we saw, like there were other events, but one of the last like big ones, because I was flying back from Vegas. It was the same day the Iowa State women beat #1 Baylor, and I believe the Clippers beat the Lakers that day because I had bet on it. And like the talking point that Monday, if you turned on like First Take and all that stuff, was like, Clippers own LA. You know, and we saw how that turned out. But I thought that the bubble thing really played into LeBron's strength though, because he's such another coach on the floor. Yeah. But I don't know, like
that's why
I love Kawhi. I think Kawhi somehow is underrated. I really believe that. I don't think he's better than LeBron like overall. But I'm interested in this year because like in sports, we just don't see it very often anymore, especially in the NBA where you have to like build. Remember, like Jordan didn't win until like year 7.
Yeah,
you know, and that team they had to like build up to it. The fact that we just thought that like the Clippers would just go in there and like win it in year 1 with those guys.
People didn't leave to go to super teams back in Jordan's day.
Correct.
Like people stayed put for a long time.
It'll be interesting.
You couldn't buy a championship with KD and Davis coming to the Lakers and stuff like that.
Clones are going to lose this game by like 18 now.
Oh, that's a YOLO shot.
Yeah, that was not a good shot.
Oh yeah,
that was not a good shot.
That was a Bret Meyer rec center shot right there.
Hey, I was streaky. If I got going,
I will say this: you were streaky. If he got hot, it was just let him fire from anywhere because it was going in.
Is that like
if he went cold?
Jeez. Is that like violating terms of your scholarship to play rec ball?
We just played
you remember our intramural team?
We won one year, and it wasn't when you played.
We were on it. Please, you were on or I don't know. Maybe you weren't on the team. Maybe we didn't select you because you weren't.
No, we won like a Visa 3-on-3. It was like me and Curvey and John Banks and I think like Brandon Gunn.
I didn't play that. I played on an intramural team with like Dre and those guys. But our intramural team, we got about 3 games in before the coaches found out that we were doing intramurals, and that got shut down pretty quick. We actually lost 2 out of the 3 games because we just tried to do basically like and 1 moves and dunk all the time. So we weren't any good. But
we won a 6 feet and under A-League championship. Mike Brantner was our star player.
6 feet and under.
The coaches didn't get mad at Brantner for playing? Weird.
Apparently not. I was a 2-time 6 feet and under A-League champion. Got the T-shirts to prove it.
Blue guy, Chris, making a turnover.
You should probably put one of those T-shirts out and replace that number 7 jersey.
Oh yeah,
that's a foul.
One up too. It's Jarvis West, but it still works.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm saying replace the number 7 one with one of your intramural title T-shirts.
All right, let's bring in Jared Stansberry here. He's got a report for us from warm-ups in Phoenix. What can you tell us about the specialists warming up, Jared? Live report from the Fiesta Bowl.
I don't have anything positive to say.
What happened?
All I was yes. Yes.
Bret asked him missing field goals. The text I got from Jared was Sally already doinking them off of uprights. Oh man.
Maybe he's trying to do that and he's just super dialed in. Like I'm gonna hit an upright and he's hitting
it. If that's the case, then he only succeeded I think once. So
okay. 6-0 run here on Hoops. Hey Bret, speaking of that, you were all boisterous about the game. They got a couple guys. Did you see that?
I did. I would assume that was again. It's our coaches are pretty smart. They know where they need to get better, so they're probably going to bring in as many guys as they can, like 3, 4, 5 guys, and whoever kicks it the farthest and can win the game.
Sullivan, my man, finish! Oh. Damn it!
Oh, you're like 2 seconds ahead of me. I got to get live here.
Yeah, I just saw it too. It's just what in the world?
I mean, this should
you can't hit rim on layup attempts. What are we doing?
It was contested.
What I heard though is that I was told by somebody you guys know, I'll just leave it at that, that if these two kids are on the team this year, that Iowa State doesn't lose to Louisiana and probably beats Oklahoma in the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
because we don't allow for kick returns.
Yeah, supposedly this walk-on just kicks him out of the end zone every time.
Can't catch the ball when somebody dumps it off to him.
Todd, you might be like 5
really
minutes
is.
behind. Okay, Todd, go to your browser and click on live so you can.
No, I'm watching. I stream my TV through a Roku, so
You've already
that is what it is.
Todd's living and dying here. He's just living and dying. Play every possession.
Everybody's getting muted until this game's over.
7 minutes left in the third quarter on Todd's TV right now.
No, I got 3 minutes. We're at a timeout. Let me know if we run a good play out of the
I've
timeout.
already
I'm
seen
guessing we won't.
Hey, C-Dub, you ignored my text message. I said Steve Frome channeling his inner Scott Drew, using his last timeout with 9 minutes to play.
Jeez. I'll never.
Are we
forget
really
that.
out of timeouts?
Yeah.
Oh,
They used their last one right before the under 8 timeout. Just like Scott Drew. What year was that? 2014, I think.
I feel like he's done that a bunch of times.
That was one of the most painful days of my life that night.
What'd they go on? It was something like they went on like a
22 run, or it was
yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
all
that
on
was
Twitter, like just being jackasses, making fun of him. And then the evil genius Scott Drew.
It's my coach, bro.
Todd, what's the
All right.
last Iowa State basketball game you went to?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a beer. I can't keep drinking Cody
we went
Rowe
to
until 10 o'clock tonight. I'll
the
die.
Texas game last year.
Oh, okay. The last game I went to was when we were down by like 20 to Caleb Swanigan and Purdue in Milwaukee, NCAA. I think it was Sweet 16.
Mhm.
It came all the way back and then ended up losing late.
Yeah.
I think it was
one
last year's Texas game. It was like negative 20 below.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you don't know. You don't live here in the state, but
I
'cause
live
I
in
just remember I had,
Minnesota.
to park over by the sororities and then like drop my wife and kid off, park over by the sororities, and walk back, and it was absolutely miserable.
I have
And
a
I don't
rule
bring a
against
coat
taking
because
my
you can't
kids
put
to
a coat
games.
anywhere when you go to the Hilton. You can't. There's nowhere to put your coat. So brutal.
Yeah, I don't take
That
kids to
walk
games.
across the parking lot is the worst after those
So
games.
cold.
Oh, it's horrible.
If there's a 10-mile-an-hour wind everywhere else in Iowa, it's a 30-mile-an-hour wind right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. All right, so we're about an hour to kick.
Jared's the team out there warming up and everything. What are you seeing?
Yeah, the specialists are out here right now. There's been guys kind of just like filtering in and out. I'm guessing that the quarterbacks, the centers, receivers will probably come out here next probably 2 minutes or so. And then
Are you
everybody
on your phone, Jared? Do you want to flip around and show us what it looks like there?
I'm on my computer, but we
okay.
can do this.
Oh, baby.
That's pretty sweet.
Sweet, that's awesome.
So we're wearing the all blacks. There's some rumbling on Twitter that maybe they were going to wear something besides the all blacks.
No, it's all black. Yeah, they'll be all black.
Are those good seats? You always get pretty good seats, don't you?
Yeah, these ones are
Covering
pretty good. I don't know how much I like these ones that are in the corner in comparison to like being at midfield like I would be at Jack Trice, but yeah, they're solid. I don't know. I like that it's not very high up. That's good. But I won't really
Bolton,
get anything on
he's
the
got
other
some
end.
juice. I'm sorry. I'm the only one locked into hoops here, but Rozier Bolton's got some juice. He's just got to learn to bring it every day. That kid's got to bring it every game.
His game against West Virginia was fantastic.
He's got to be that guy. Like he's got to decide if you want to be the man or you want to be one of the guys. You know what I mean? And I need him to be the man.
Jared, who's got the worst Big 12 press box, and why is it Iowa State?
Yeah, I mean it probably is Iowa State. Kansas is pretty bad too.
Well, Kansas, they don't really count. Their stadium just as a whole is terrible.
Y'all ain't never seen anything until you've been to the Liberty Bowl.
I've heard you guys
the
talk about
Liberty
that
Bowl's
before. That
always
must have been brutal.
It was horrible.
They don't have a press box. The way
There are meth shacks in Page County that are nicer than the Liberty Bowl press box. Okay?
Page County. There are
I'll
no
never
Mets
forget when we
in
tried to
Cass
leave
County.
there. I thought me and Rob Gray
Yeah,
were
right,
gonna
Cass
have
County.
This, Brett, that's why we can't have real conversations here, man. Like with the LeBron, like you're just so biased. Like anything, like
What do you mean?
You don't want to open your mind.
Oh,
think
the
that's
number of
all right,
times he's
Iowa,
brought up
man.
the Trojan Bowl on our podcast is
You got
ridiculous.
field turf this year. It's been whole new renovation on Trojan Bowl.
Hey,
It's weird that it's purple and gold because they took Indianola's stuff we ripped up to replace.
Okay.
is Alan Jenkins still the head coach at Southeast Polk?
Yeah, I think so. This is the
Isn't
second
my
year.
boy that
Second
squatted
year.
down in his free throws?
Every time.
Ass to heels on his free throws? I don't know.
Who
Can we
is
say
it?
that? Sorry.
Anyway.
He was Brett's point guard.
Yeah, he was a good coach. His mom and dad were both good coaches too.
He's at Southeast Polk now, Jared. He's there.
His mom was
He
your
took over
AAU
after
coach,
BJ
right?
left. Or no, he was the second one after BJ.
Okay.
Damn it!
All right.
This is good for the brand. Just sitting here swearing at the TV.
It's probably better than the 20 minutes you guys spent arguing about Kawhi and LeBron. I'm sure the audience was thrilled by that.
Well, Chris is an idiot over here talking about how Kawhi.
Here we
has
go.
No clue.
Brett can't open his eyes, man. Like he sticks with his biases and he won't let them go.
I'm not. I'm
blinders
dropping
are on.
facts.
The blinders
I love
are
LeBron.
Trojan Bowl,
LeBron.
Cass County,
Boom.
and LeBron.
I mean, Cass County. I don't know why we're.
And that's the dagger. That's the dagger right there.
I mean, that's the third travel we've had in the second half.
Jeez.
Second or third.
Oh, that's the dagger right there. just saw it.
Just
Now the game within the game here, though, guys. This game closed at 15, and it's 11 right now. You know, there's going to be some fouling. This could be a really bad beat for a lot of people.
Well, you know,
Iowa
Chrome is going to
State.
foul until the very end. So
Oh yeah, Prom ain't going to go away quietly. Anyways,
No,
okay, so John just tweeted there. I just put it up right there. Yeah, so we've been reporting this week that Rimsburg is not playing. We've been reporting.
Who plays now?
Ramos.
So Rob,
Yeah, he played last. Yeah, he's fine.
he is, and I think too, there's probably a difference in like going 2 weeks knowing that you're going to play compared to just be throwing out there after a guy gets hurt. And this is my analysis of Oregon's D line. They're good, and they have the elite guy on the edge who's a monster, that Thibodeau. But I think OU's D line as a unit is better. It would be
It's probably a good
Yeah, I talked a lot about that kid. He's got like 3. I know they only played 6 games, but he's got 3 sacks on the year. Like, whatever. He's not somebody you change a game plan for yet.
No, I don't know. It makes me feel better too, like when a guy's on the edge, like because the tight end situation that Iowa State has.
Yeah, we always have tight ends in. It's not like we just have our 5 down linemen and then everybody else is spread out wide.
All right, let's keep an eye on this for the point spread. Oh no, good rebound. Actually,
You know who
most Iowa State fans probably bet against Iowa State here. So
I was going to say, we know who Williams bet on.
I didn't bet. I don't bet on the clones, but
I was
I know
going to ask you that.
A little Johnny
I-
Bench situation here.
a lot of Iowa State fans that I follow, like on Action Network, though, where I get to see their bets. They're always betting against Iowa State basketball this year, which they covered. Okay, real quick, final analysis on this. And then
We covered. Somebody.
That's a good. Jared, you can build on that, man. Like they played West Virginia and Baylor both really tough. Like that, I feel better about the season. Like they got to win some of these, but I feel better about it.
We got some bad body language walking off the court right now, though. That was bad.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers.
What do you mean bad body language?
Foster must be hurt. He's limping just walking
off the floor, hanging their heads, and I don't know, whatever. Who knows if that really matters?
TV again, Cameron? No? You sure?
I'm gonna play Guess Who.
Oh, you're gonna play Guess Who?
Would you like to
Oh, thank
Can
you.
I see this, Phil? Matt?
Cameron brought me some pie.
Can she bring me some pie?
It's good pie. The wife made a hell of a peppermint pie. Now, I was pissed off as all get out yesterday. Listen to this bullshit. So, hey, honey, middle of the Peach Bowl, a hell of a game. Really good game. And she didn't. So Hy-Vee had delivered. Hy-Vee had delivered groceries the night before, and they didn't bring some like peppermint extract that you put into this pie. They just didn't deliver it. So in the middle of the Peach Bowl, I had to go to the Altoona Walmart on New Year's Day to find this peppermint shit for this pie. Now it's good pie. I give her some credit, but
was it worth the trip?
I mean, I think so, probably for everybody else, but I don't know. That was a really good game in the Peach Bowl. All right, let's do a little bit here on football pregame, and then we can get our final picks in, and then we'll be back later on. Todd, do you want to join us on halftime today, you're welcome to.
We got people coming over. I'll just watch you guys. And
Who's coming over?
That'll be funny. Jim and Cinda, my folks are coming over.
Oh, Jim and Cinda. Tell them I said hello.
I will tell them you said hello.
Let's put Jim on.
I don't know. Jim doesn't really have any hot takes. He's not trying to stir up any trouble.
All right. Key to the game. Iowa State wins if. We'll start with Meyer. Quarterback, lead us to the victory.
Iowa State wins if we – two things. It's been two things that probably cost us 2 wins this year is the turnover battle. I know that's super cliche, but we have an advantage at quarterback. We can't come back to the field on that. So Brock's got to eliminate kind of the pick in the end zone and then the pick on the sideline there, those 2 bad turnovers, and then kicking game. When I say kicking game, I just mean kickoffs. Like, just don't allow end of the first half, last drive of the game, we're in a lead, they can come back and tie it. Just field position, manage that on the kickoff team, because they probably got some like 4-2 track guy back there that can just run away from anybody we have on our kickoff team. So we need to make sure that we manage those 2 aspects of the game, and I think everything else will take care of it and we'll be fine.
All right, Stansberry, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that those are obviously good points, but I think if Iowa State can figure out a way to get the run game established, you can take some of that pressure off of Brees, or off of Brock. I mean, and force Oregon's defense to have to be aware of both the threat and the pass and the run, and then you got to stop the run. Don't give Tyler Shuck any easy confidence early on in the game. He's obviously a guy who's been inconsistent this season. Try and confuse him early, and get him a little bit rattled and not allow him to settle into the game and maybe kind of get right from what he was 2 weeks ago against USC.
Todd Blythe, Iowa State wins if.
Just limit explosive plays. Their one advantage, potentially could be athleticism and speed. So if we can limit their big chunk plays and their big explosive plays downfield and make this game more of a grind, I think we definitely have an advantage. And then, like everyone else has said, if we can run the ball, we'll be fine. So if we can just kind of slow the game down and not make it a track meet, we're going to be in good shape.
I'll go a little something different. I think a fast start is key. I mean, we've seen this Iowa State team start slowly, and John Haycock kind of feels offenses out. I mean, it's kind of been a theme, and I don't know. I just feel like the intangibles are with Iowa State today. I think the Cyclones really want to be there. I think that they're probably pretty motivated after how that Big 12 title game ended, and I don't know if you can really not get behind early. Like, this team's just had to play catch up a lot, right? And
yeah,
Oregon, another green uniform, but they just seem like, to me, like I've said this a little bit, but they seem a little bit like Oklahoma, where they lost a couple games early, but they're uber talented and they're getting better as the year goes on. And I don't know, I feel like getting them down early and just because that Oklahoma game, man, it just started so bad. Young got tossed. It was the bad kickoff right away. Nothing good happened in the entire first quarter. And that's what I'm hoping to avoid. Because let's face it, Iowa State has never played on this stage. I guess they did a couple weeks ago. But that's pretty basic analysis right there. I'm going to roll with Iowa State, though. I think that I will say this after watching Oregon, I do think that they, I think they'll be like a preseason top 15 next year, though. I think they're going to be really good. Jared, do you follow them? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a pretty fair assessment. I mean, they're really young. The guy that I did that podcast with the other day told me that 65 of the 85 guys on their roster are sophomores or younger.
Wow.
That was an awesome podcast. Getting him on, by the way. That was really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, he was good, and he gave us some good stuff. So if you guys need anything to listen to before kickoff in 58 minutes, then there you go. There's your thing.
Check it out.
It was
What's
good to
going
hear
on?
him have to defend some of his takes, and then he actually tried to walk some back too, which I thought was good.
What? So the Blythes, the mom and dad are coming over. Meyer, what's going on at the Meyer house for the big game?
Well, I got lucky, so you got me out of having to. I love my daughters, but they wanted to
they're
go ice skating they wanted to go ice skating today with their cousins. So I'm like, listen, I got to do this live stream. I can't go. I'm really devastated, but I think they'll be back here. We'll just watch the game at home, and it'd be nice if maybe they don't come so I can cuss a little bit more. But I'm sure they'll be back by kickoff. Who knows?
All right. Yeah, I'm just hanging out here. We'll be back at halftime right here on the same stream. Bret, you are doing halftime with me today, right?
Yeah. Todd, come join us. Come on.
Yeah, Todd.
All
We'll
right,
go to Jared.
Screw it. I'll come.
Don't worry about it. You can get drunk with your mom and dad, and we'll call Jared.
That's not happening.
I was watching comment on Twitter, and you guys never write back to me. So,
Well, I mean, Van Winkle's the one in charge of all that stuff.
okay. Well, I'm going to be lighting you guys up on Twitter.
It's a fast-moving show, man, and we can't get everything.
Todd, I'm going to forward you the link. You need to hop on and join us. Give us some analysis.
I'll send it to you, Todd.
Okay.
Make sure you're watching the live copy, though, so you can stay up to speed. We don't want to have you a quarter behind.
No guarantees with Roku and YouTube TV.
Just get cable.
All right, guys. Well, this was fun. I think we're all picking Iowa State to win a close one today, right? Anybody going away from that?
If you are, you're fired from Cyclone Fanatic.
And we got to get Meyer some more Cody Road, too, apparently. So, all right. Matt, thanks for production, my friend.
Anytime, Chris. See you at halftime.
All right, we'll see you guys at halftime. Cheers.
Cheers.